survey released by the National Center on Addiction and Substance Abuse at Columbia University reported that teens that have seen pictures of kids getting drunk, passed out, or using drugs on social networking sites are 3 times more likely to use alcohol and 4 times more likely to use marijuana. On the other hand, over 80% of parents surveyed said they think spending time on social networks does not make it more likely their child will drink alcohol or use drugs. Annie, now we're getting into this. That's why I wanted you to hold about your children on Facebook. Now, does this concern you at all? Are you worried about them being influenced by their peers and abusing alcohol and drugs?
Because I don't think that the study showed any cause. It just said that kids who are on Facebook are more likely to use alcohol, but that could be because kids who are on Facebook have more access, or they're more likely to be adventurous, or they're more likely
to. Aren't on Facebook. They're like homeschooled Christians, right?
Well, or people don't. Some people don't have computers still. Like half.
But they have cell phones. They can still get on Facebook with cell phones.
Yeah.
Or my kids aren't allowed on Facebook until they're 13.
50% of the kids that were polled in the survey are under 13 or under.
Yeah, no, my children aren't allowed on Facebook.
You get kicked off Facebook
13.
if you're not 13.
Well, sort of. That was the problem with my daughter. Her cousin, who was a bad influence, set her up with a Facebook account. I freaked out, wrote Facebook and said she's underage, take her off. They did, but then they kept sending her Facebook messages.
So they kind of like get you interested, they intrigue you. They're like, oh, you could be on Facebook.
I was like, I just told you
we're
she's
not going to let you in.
Like, take her off. I'm her parent.
Yeah, they kicked my son off. They have a little algorithm that if you have too many friends who are either under 13 or way older, they kick you off.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Well, so basically, it's saying if there's people that are 13 and younger going on Facebook and seeing these images, they're 50% more likely to check these out. That means there's a 50-50 chance.
Look at this. This looks great.
Well, yeah.
But I also feel like
I want to drink now.
See, with all these things, I feel like there's parental issues though, because why is a parent allowing their 10-year-old on Facebook?
Is it just parents and kids that need some sort of new social media literacy in this case?
There should be training or something for parents.
Should schools be implementing this? Should it be the responsibility of social networks like Facebook to be doing these programs?
This is the last of my concerns about what kids are seeing on the internet.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, so
well, apparently he knows what porn they're looking at.
Yeah, it's horrible.
How do you track that? You track, how old's your son?
He's 2. He was on Facebook
He
as
got
a
kicked
fetus.
off Facebook.
He got kicked off as a fetus. There was a picture, it was an ultrasound picture of him, and he was very hostile. He basically was like an 80s rapper who challenged people to fights, and they kicked him right off. It was horrible.
All right, so we shouldn't be concerned. This isn't the next thing we're talking about.
I feel like it has to do with, like, I think that a lot of times people want the information not to be there, as opposed to saying it's the responsibility of people to use the information well, or the parents to make sure that they know what their kids are doing. In my case, 2 of my children are on Facebook because they're over 13, 2 aren't. I know what they're doing. I knew immediately when my daughter got on Facebook because of her cousin. And the 2 older ones have to be friends with me so that I can see everything that's happening, and it's very transparent in our household. If you've got, it's like when people say, oh, well, you shouldn't have any kind of online shopping or something like that because a kid might take a credit card and start using their parents' credit card. It's like, no, it's the parents' responsibility to make sure their kid's not stealing their credit card.
And also telling them to not hopefully upload these things. There's going to be a distinction between your personal, I think, and professional profile in the future.
Right.
You don't have to be a celebrity to have that anymore.
Right.
Well, in a statement attached to the report, the founder and chairman of the CASA added, quote, continuing to provide the electronic vehicle for transmitting such images constitutes electronic child abuse. That's a pretty intense statement. And that brings us to today's poll question. Do you believe social networking sites need to be more vigilant about substance abuse? Let us know by answering the poll on our website, whatstrending.com.